Hey everyone, I'm really excited to bring you the first Temple Sprint podcast. This is going to be a great opportunity to share information, very, very useful information, in fact, with you guys, like news, reviews, tips and tricks, and tons of educational discussions about Sprint and the smartphone industry. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the new Sprint Flex option to get phones and the new BlackBerry KeyONE phone, which is available now at Sprint for pre-order basically, and it will hit the stores on July 28th, okay? So stay tuned because the Temple Sprint podcast will start just now. Well, so my name is Daniel Aranzamendi. It's a pleasure for me to be with you guys today. I'm the host for the show, for the podcast, and I'm gonna show you here the map so that you can locate us. We are located next to Cinemark and LongHorn and Ashley off I-35, next to Cinemark theaters. If you're from Temple, the Temple area, you definitely know the Cinemark theaters area. This is just next to LongHorn. As I said, Ashley, the Gold's Gym is right on that same area too. This is before you reach the 190 intersection where you have the Cracker Barrel and Target and Home Depot. So it's really easy to find us. You can actually enter on your Google Maps or Apple Maps application. You can enter 4501 South General Bruce Drive, okay, Suite 96. So 4501 South General Bruce Drive, Suite 96. You can call us also for directions if you need more assistance. Call 254-742-9690. And as you might have noticed, we speak Spanish, so hablamos español. Así que hay apoyo para los hispanos. So if you have any Hispanics, friends or family, just send them our way. We'll take care of them. They have assistance here with myself, and we do have some other Spanish speaking reps like Diego Loaiza. So let's begin our podcast today. We're gonna be talking, as I said, about the Sprint Flex. This just started. This is a new thing. The Sprint launched this last 14th of July. It started. It's a new thing and it's a game changer. I can assure you that. Okay. So first of all, kudos to the Sprint upper management, to our CEO Marcelo Claret, and I have to say all the people at the top responsible for this type of decision, because this is a great option for you guys now, the customers. And why is that? Normally, sometimes it's a struggle. It's difficult to decide if I want to do the lease or if I want to do installment billing. So now with Sprint Flex, you can combine the benefits of both, okay? Because now you can start as a lease. Every agreement now, every phone that you get at Sprint is gonna start as a Sprint Flex lease anyway. So that's good. You don't pay taxes up front, and you have the option to upgrade early, okay? So let me show you this graphic here. You can see, let me clear the top layer so that you can now see the whole graphic. Today, you pick your new shiny phone. Okay, let's say you grab your phone today. In 12 months, now if you have an iPhone, if you have a Galaxy, those two, you know that they have the forever plans, the Galaxy Forever and the iPhone Forever. So it's normal for customers to upgrade after 12 payments. It doesn't even have to be 12 months in the case of the Galaxy and the iPhone. Those two options, the forever plans on the Galaxy and iPhone, they include the 12-month early upgrade option. It doesn't matter if the lease is an 18-month, they can upgrade in 12 months, as you can see at the top of the graphic, that 12-month. So now this is the great thing, and this is the beauty with the Sprint Flex plan. Any other phone you choose other than the Galaxy and the iPhone can also qualify for an early upgrade option if you pay an additional $5 each month. Okay, so it's that easy. If I buy an LG, I buy an HTC, I buy a CTE, I buy a BlackBerry, I buy whatever other phone we have available at Sprint other than a Galaxy and an iPhone, in 12 months I can upgrade if I pay an additional $5 charge, which is gonna allow me that flexibility, that freedom to upgrade early at 12 payments or 12 months. So the next thing you'll see in the middle of the graphic is the 18-month term. If you don't upgrade in 12 months, 12 payments, you don't upgrade early. Now at 18 months, you have a wide array of options. The main and most obvious one, you can upgrade at 18 months. Okay, so Sprint is gonna let you know, your account manager is gonna call you, hey, Mr. Customer, your phone right now is due for an upgrade. You're eligible, so it's a great time for you to just upgrade to the newest version available. So you can go to the store, you return your old phone, you upgrade to the new phone, and you're good to go. You're gonna be happy with your new gear. But let's say you're like, you know what, not so fast, I don't want to upgrade, I just want to keep my phone, I love it, I like it, and I don't like the new one, so I'm more into purchasing the phone. So now you can make also just one payment to purchase your phone, whatever that amount may be. Sometimes the purchase price option, that final balloon payment when you have that you have after the lease, normally can be $50, $100, $150, $200. It all depends on what phone you bought. So you can make one payment and the phone will be yours. But let's say you don't have the money to make that payment after your term ends, your 18-month term ends. If you don't have the money right away, you can still purchase your phone, and this is so good. Now you can ask Sprint for 6 months after the 18-month term to buy your phone. So it ends up kind of converting from a lease to an installment billing at the end. So now you get these extra 6 months to purchase your phone in 6 monthly payments. And that is so good. I know a lot of customers are liking and loving this option. I've been offering obviously this option to everyone since they got to the store. I've been taking my time to explain that now their purchase is basically a lease initially, and it kind of turns into installment billing after 18 months if they want to. If they need that 6 months, they'll have it. So this is a great option. I do know that it's gonna help a lot of people. And then the final option you have there, let's say you don't want to upgrade, you're not ready to pay $200 to purchase it like in one final payment, you haven't committed to a decision. Now you can just continue making monthly lease payments. So that's usual, that's not new. You would normally continue making rent payments, lease payments, until you decided to upgrade. So that, in a nutshell, people, that is Sprint Flex. Kudos, to Marcelo Claret, the upper management team. They are listening to you guys, okay? People, they are listening to the customers, and that's the only way that we can actually make the company better each day. So now, let's move on, and I wanna show you now this. I'm gonna share this BlackBerry KeyONE video, introduction video, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Okay, so here it goes. There you have it. That's the BlackBerry KeyONE. Beautiful phone. I like it a lot. It looks pretty good. That video that we just shared there, that BlackBerry demo video, is outstanding. I have to say I'm really impressed by the beauty and the great design, and the animations on that video. So it's a great one. It does get you kind of excited about this new phone hitting the Sprint store now on the 28th of July. So that's just 2 days away basically. And let's start right away saying that this is a phone that has a 4.5 screen. It is a touch screen, so keep that in mind. It does have a good camera, a 12 megapixel autofocus and large pixel camera, and it does have 32 gigs of storage. Okay, 32, that's the same as the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, the base model. And the main thing is that it does have a micro SD card slot so that you can actually expand it up to 2 terabytes. So 2 terabytes, if you don't know, that's 2000 gigabytes. That's like a lot. If your iPhone 7 phone base model now comes with 32 gigs, imagine to reach 2000 gigs. That's the option that you have by expanding via micro SD card. So as I said, beautiful design. You can see some beautiful pictures here that I'm gonna be sharing now. Let's see now the back cover. You can see that it's kind of a soft, grippy, kind of good with good grip material, and it does have the Type-C port, which is a really important thing that I wanted to point out, because the industry, all the Android phone manufacturers are moving to the Type-C port, and that's because it is a faster and better port. That's it. It's that simple. It's 3 times as fast as the micro USB. So don't don't get mad about it. Some people will see, wow, they would say a new connector, now it's gonna be bad, I have to buy an additional accessory or something like that. The industry always tries to make it easy. Sometimes when some people think the changes are actually based on the need to make you spend more money, and who knows, that might be sometimes part of some decisions. But in this case, the Type-C does definitely make more sense. It is a faster charger, so that means, and actually this phone does include a fast charger option, so it's gonna charge much faster than any other micro USB option available, and that's actually possible because you do have that Type-C port available. So it's gonna be better for charging, and it's gonna be better for data transfer rates too. So moving on, you can see now the top part of that back part of the phone, and you can see the dual LED flash and the camera, which as I said is a 12 megapixel one. So let me share a video here which is called this is the shortcuts video. So the shortcuts, is in a nutshell, is you can assign up to 56 different commands or apps to a different key. And you can even have the 2 options. You have a long press, click of the key, or a short press. So if I press the F key for just a split second, it can open maybe Facebook. But if I hold it longer, maybe I can put there another app that I want to put on assign to the F key. So another thing that I want to point out, you can see a beautiful, classic, real, traditional keyboard on this phone. And I say beautiful because I did use a lot of these previously. I did own a BlackBerry. I loved it. It was kind of hard to switch eventually. I just switched because I had a lot of Apple products. So I did have an iMac, and I had a MacBook Pro, and I had an iPad. So eventually I wanted to kind of have all my devices connected to the cloud, and have all the things like update automatically and all the benefits that you get with that type of integration. But at the same time, I did miss a lot, like the keyboard. Initially I didn't like at all the touch screen on the iPhone. I missed a lot my keyboard, especially when typing. So this keyboard is gonna actually make a lot of users, like customers happy, because it's been a while since we had a BlackBerry phone here at the Sprint store here, at least in Temple. I don't know if maybe another store had one, but here in Temple I've been working for almost 7 months now, and I hadn't seen any BlackBerry phone here during these months. So it's gonna be just great to have it, and as I said, it's gonna make a lot of customers happy, especially because a lot of people still are like loving that type of keyboards, and they feel attached to that type of a feel that you get, of a real working keyboard that you can actually click, not simulate that you're kind of clicking and getting a simulated vibration on your phone. So you can see that shortcut function there on the video working, and it's pretty good. You can, let's say you want to do email and you put that on your, I don't know, maybe letter E, and you want to put Twitter on the T, and I'm just Bixby just activated on my Galaxy S8 without me calling her or him, yeah, her in this case. So I think it's pretty useful to have that there, because you don't have to browse. You just click on one of those keys and you can open, let's say email, you can want to open Gmail, you can put it on G, whatever, you get the idea. So that's pretty nice. The second one that I'm going to show you here is that they call it kind of like flick typing. This is just you can swipe, you can slide horizontally, you can slide vertically, and that will help you do different things like but this is just predictive text, that's it. And we have predictive text on other phones right now. It's not like a new thing, but it's good to have it there because it does save you some time once you get used to it, if you like it. I don't like it at all. I never use like predictive text. I tried to even disable it normally on my iPhones, and then on the Galaxy I did too. I don't like it, but that's just me. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe you do like it. It does save time. A lot of people like to do the swiping, with the Androids, to just kind of write words just by swiping across the keys on your keyboard, which is pretty neat. And once you get used to it too, the main thing is that's a feature that it's available. It's a great feature. No, it's not a new one, but it's a great feature. At the same time, now that I'm pointing out that you can swipe and you can kind of slide sideways or vertically, this is another video that will show you this feature, that now this keyboard is also a trackpad. So since you don't have that trackball, that kind of a mouse ball that you had on the BlackBerry on previous models years ago, now you get this trackpad. Your screen is still a touch screen, okay? So you're definitely able to use the screen if you like, if you prefer, and if you feel more comfortable that way. But if you're just typing and you need to scroll right away and you're just using just one hand, it'll be good, because then maybe you don't have to extend that much. It just makes sense that that keyboard is using up some pretty good, like real estate, some good space there. So why not maximize it? If you're gonna put a keyboard, old-fashioned keyboard there, why not make it a kind of a new advanced keyboard, kind of giving me the best of both worlds, of kind of a trackpad combined with that classic thing. So that's what they did, and this is a great addition, and I think it's a great feature that a lot of people are actually gonna like, in fact. So moving on, because I want to try to keep this as short as possible. This is going to be based on Android. You know that a lot of people love Android. They love the flexibility. They love that you can download like a gazillion apps on the Play Store. And they love the customization, options like the widgets and a whole lot of things that you can do. You can even like install a lot of things that you're not so restricted as you may be with the Apple platform, which for many reasons is a little bit more restricted and doesn't offer that same customization options. Okay, so that's one of the main things. So it's based on the most recent Android, which is the 7.1 Nougat, and moving on, is got a great battery, people. What I've been hearing so far, of people that actually have been able to get their hands on this phone and test it out and do some reviews. They say that they can get more than a day under normal usage. If you're like a heavy, a gamer, especially if you're a heavy, user, a gamer, this phone is not necessarily for you. But if you're like a regular, everyday, average person that wants to use this for calls, texts, and an occasional video and pictures and email and social media, and you want to be really, 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 like safe and secure, and you want to have a nice looking phone, you want to have the classic keyboard, you want to have a great battery life, this phone definitely can be for you, and it's very likely that you'll fall in love with this phone. Okay, so I do know that it's a good performing phone. Already, a lot of tests that have been conducted say that this is a good performing phone. It's not, like competing to be the fastest and the thinnest and the lightest phone out there. It's not. It's kind of a bigger, kind of phone. It's not as thin as some of the newer phones, but it's not meant to be that way. It's designed differently, so you have to try it out. You have to drop by the store, come and test it out. But maybe once you kind of weigh in all the like pros and cons and all of that, once you consider that, you'll say, hey, you know what, maybe it's not the fastest phone, but it's not far behind either. Like when they conduct tests, like opening an app on a Galaxy S8 versus the KeyONE, the BlackBerry KeyONE, there's not like a lot of difference. It's just like a split second, and what's the split second? Well, a second is a second, but it's still a good performing phone. So anyway, battery life, great battery life. They say that under normal and average use, you can get even more than a day, and I don't want to even consider that. If I'm able to get like at least 10 to 12 hours out of it, I don't care to have 24 hours. If I can have that, why not? Great. But most folks will just fully charge the phone before leaving home in the morning. They will go and work their full shift and get back at home like at maybe 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and be maybe outside 10, 11, 12 hours. So if you can get 12 hours out of it, that would be so good. And I think that's the case. A lot of people are saying that you're actually going to be able to do that and even more based on your average use. If you're a heavy video filming person, and you're like always on the using the screen and streaming on Netflix, obviously you're not gonna get 24 hours out of this battery. But it is a 3500 mAh battery, and it is a quick charge capable battery, and it does include some power management tools like Boost for faster recharging. So that is really good. Main feature, people, and this is a main big huge feature: security. Android, this is not a marketing gimmick. They are actually known to be one of the top manufacturers, if not the top, in terms of security. You should know that recently one of our United States president used to carry a BlackBerry around, and one of the reasons may have been, I'm not sure, but may have been that security thing. And I do know that even in some countries and some places, this phone is banned because it's not so easy to try to to hack this phone and to break into it. So you can figure why definitely some in some places they wouldn't want this phone to be available, this type of phone. So that's the fact that these guys are really good at security, and they have this DTEK security monitoring app, which is gonna give you some tools to monitor what's going on in the background. If an app is trying to use like your camera, your microphone, if they're trying to like use your data and send it out without your consent, whatever's going on, this app is gonna be monitoring that. And now the best thing about the Android platform, you should remember that Apple will actually, they will go at Android saying that Android doesn't have a good way of updating all the phones across all the platforms, you know, for the different manufacturers. You have LG, you have HTC, now you have BlackBerry, you have Samsung, you have a lot of manufacturers using the Android platform. But there's not like a process that it's a standard process to make sure that all those phones get the updates, the patches, the security updates like right away, the same way the Apple phones have that option. And that's one of the key selling points for Apple. They will definitely crush Android when they are presenting and launching the iPhones, the new iPhones. They're like, our phones get on average like updated regularly, and maybe that's one of the reasons why the iPhones tend to be less hacked maybe than some Android phones. So it does happen. So now with the BlackBerry KeyONE, they are including monthly Android security updates. So let me repeat that. You're gonna get monthly Android security updates by BlackBerry. And that is so good. They're gonna make sure that your phone is completely up to date in terms of the operating systems, so that you can basically be covered, so that your phone is secured, so that you can be protected. So it does have a lot of security built in right from the very start, and you can definitely trust that these people know about security. Okay, so that's one of the main features that actually I consider to be very valuable. So I would rather have my app take a split second or even a second lagging behind the S7, or I should say the S8 or the iPhone 7, if I'm gonna be safer and more secure, if my phone is gonna be in much better shape to be protected. So now moving on to the camera, it does have a Sony sensor, and Sony is a standard, you know, a industry leader in terms of manufacturing sensors and even lens and cameras and all that. It's one of the top brands. But in terms of sensors, it's if not the leading, it's among the very top. So if it does have this Sony sensor, that it does actually, it should be a good performing sensor, no question about it. Combined with that 12 megapixel, it does film in 4K video. It doesn't have apparently this image stabilization. I want to validate that with BlackBerry. So on regards that specific feature, I'll have to get back to you guys. But it does have some really good features. I can tell you, I have already been checking out some samples, some picture, you know, photo samples and some videos, and so far quality seems to be very good, considering that this is not an $800 phone. So just for reference, the Galaxy S8 Plus is paying the regular, you know, the monthly payment is around $35. You're not gonna necessarily pay that because there's always kind of some promotions going on, and you sometimes may get maybe a loyalty credit, or you can get an instant discount, or you can get a 50% off, or there might be like a buy one and get one. So depending on the offer, you may get a better price for the S8, the Galaxy S8. But the normal suggested monthly price for that phone on lease or whatever option is $35 with some change, $35. So this BlackBerry KeyONE is gonna be around the $23 mark. So don't quote me like final on that, but it's gonna be like $23. Right now I'm actually just sharing this up the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's the range. So if you actually consider that over 18 months, let me do the math for you. So 23 times 18, $414 over, you know, 18 months, 18 payments of $23. So obviously then you have to consider if you want to do the purchase price option, or if you want to do the buying option, or just continue leasing as we were discussing with the Sprint Flex plan. But I take it that then if you do 6 more months and it happens to be at 23, it's gonna be $138. So this phone is basically like around the $550 range kind of. So it's not the most expensive phone, it's not the cheapest phone, it's kind of a mid-range priced phone, which happens to have a lot of great features. And I'm sold on this phone. I can tell you, I like it. I would like to have one of them. I do own an iPhone 7 Plus. I have a Galaxy S8 too, which I like a lot too. It's a great phone. Both of them are great phones. So far, I'm loving more the features of the Galaxy S8. It's a fast performing phone with a great resolution and a lot of things that I can discuss in a separate video. But this phone looks like very like promising. So that's it. The last feature that I want to share with you guys is the BlackBerry Hub. This is basically an app that is gonna allow you to it's gonna allow you to consolidate all your messages, like emails and text messages and social media notifications and whatnot. You're gonna be able to consolidate that all under one app instead of jumping around, opening different apps, or double click and see what apps you have open. You just come to the hub and you'll be able to see your most important notifications, because you can actually create filters. So you don't have to receive all here. You can decide what will make it into the hub so that you can concentrate on your most important communications. So that's pretty good. In a nutshell, that's basically the BlackBerry KeyONE. So to end now and wrap it up, I'm gonna actually share the information here, our phone. Make sure if you have doubts, if you want to learn more, feel free to call 254-742-9690. Store hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sundays, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Hablamos español, so we speak Spanish. If you need assistance, you can definitely count on us. If you have a Spanish-speaking, Hispanic friend or family member, send them our way here to the Temple Corporate Sprint Store. We'll take care of them. And let me share again the map with you guys here. We are located at, off I-35. This is 4501 South General Bruce Drive, Suite 96, Temple, Texas. This is right next to the Cinemark theaters. Okay, so if you're from Temple, you know this. If not, just put in your map app, type 4501 South General Bruce Drive, Temple, Texas, and it'll take you here to this shopping, commercial zone before reaching the 190 intersection where you have the Cracker Barrel and Target. We are before, prior to that intersection. So you can take the Midway exit and you'll be there in no time. So this is the corporate store, official store, the only corporate store here with retail, repair and service center. So visit us. Other than that, I wanted to urge you guys to please follow us on social media. I want to say, I hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. I want to urge you to follow us on all the social media platforms to support this effort. You're going to learn a lot, okay? And we're going to learn a lot from you guys by reading your comments, questions, understanding your concerns and reading about suggestions that you may have. So make sure that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel too. We're going to be uploading a lot of videos there, like unboxing, tutorials, tips, tricks, even live streaming too. So it's going to be on YouTube. Live streaming is going to also be on Facebook. So there's a lot of options. So I want you guys to stay tuned. This has been Daniel Aranzamendi. I'm your host for the show. We have a great event coming up this Saturday, the 29th. We're going to have like a lot of options, promotions going on. We're going to be raffling off a $50 Visa gift card, okay? And other great prizes. We're going to give away awesome, like Sprint swag at the top of every hour. So you can't miss it. You have to be here. You have to make a purchase to be able to qualify. So any purchase that you make here at the store on Saturday is going to enter you in so that you can participate and who knows, maybe win. So maybe you're gonna be the lucky one receiving some awesome swag or as I said, the $50 Visa. So this is gonna be this Saturday. We're gonna even be opening a little bit earlier than usual. So stay tuned because we're gonna share actually today all those details here on our Facebook page and all our social media platforms. Okay, so as I said, stay tuned. In the next few days, we're gonna be going live again with our next podcast, maybe even like tomorrow. We have a big Hispanic community here in the area, and we definitely want to make sure that we address them and help them too. So we're gonna be offering a Spanish version of the same type of podcast each time. So stay tuned for that too. So tell your Hispanic friends to tune in, because they're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a blast together. Okay, so this has been Daniel Aranzamendi. This has been your 10 Sprint podcast, your first one, and I hope you liked it a lot. So stay tuned, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Okay, so bye bye.